Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the altcoin show, coming at you daily, 6 days a week from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to look at the altcoin market overall, and we're going to look at some trades, but we're going to focus in on today on a coin where there was some news that broke yesterday that I believe is going to be a game changer for this coin. Wait and see. I'm going to share what that coin is and why I feel this is a game changer and what levels I have had some buys in currently, so you can check out what I'm doing with that. If you want to follow along, you are more than welcome, because of course I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This video is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? Okay, so you're more than welcome to follow along with my trades as I share what I am doing in the market. Now, of course, before we get into all that, we're going to smash that like button. This does help get this channel out to more people and does help support the channel. And as always, I love all the comments that people leave below, the kind words and encouragement. I do read and respond to all those. Thank you for those that take the time to do that. And all of those who put questions in the comment section. I do look to get back to you as soon as I am able to. And for those of you who are new, welcome aboard to the Tribal Trades family. There is a cheat sheet for you that is freely available, and everybody that watches this channel. It is linked below in the description of this video, but you might have to click the more button and then at the top link of the description. That is a free resource there for you. That is my crypto roadmap for success in this bull run. And just below that is the Discord. If you would like to get signed up with the most amazing people on the planet, in the Discord there. I'm in the Discord on the crypto channel there daily, and I have my own Crown Traders channel there, and there is a Black Friday special there. There is a code for you that you can put in, give yourselves a little bit of a discount there, so check that out. And my X, which I am going to be posting a little more regularly than what I have, you will see that I put out emergency Twitter posts on Sunday that would have helped people navigate this dip that we have had so far. That is also below, so give me a follow there, because if you're not in the Discord, that is the only other way I have to get information out there, because there is a 24-hour gap between these YouTube videos. Although it did do an emergency stream on Sunday, if you saw it, it would have prepared. Who could have forewarned you? Who could have prepared you for this dip? The video that I did on Sunday warning you of the dip, and then on Monday on how to prepare for the dip that came. I did that video yesterday, and then the dip came yesterday afternoon into the evening, and then of course we have had more dips today, and I did warn yesterday in the Discord that I felt the dip was not over and that we would come down and get that 92,800. That's exactly what's happened, and I do feel we are due to possibly go a little bit lower down there to that 89k level, the 88,500 level, around there, 88, 89k level there. Maybe has 91,000 held. You'll have to watch the video, and if you're in the Discord, I'm giving updates in there all the time. So that's one of the great benefits of being a member of the Discord. Okay, so what are we looking at? What coin am I possibly talking about? This is an absolute game changer for Sui, and I'll tell you why. Because holders of Bitcoin will be able to stake their Bitcoin and on the Sui chain, and of course, and then what will happen is they can lend it. And people can borrow against it. And where do you think people are going to use that money? They're on the Sui ecosystem. They're going to use that to buy Sui and some of the Sui ecosystem coins, some of the Sui meme coins. I think that's bullish for as well. And of course, they can use the Bitcoin as collateral, so that their Bitcoin is in the system and they can borrow against it and then use that money. I think a lot of that will go into the Sui ecosystem and can explore the DeFi without compromising the security and liquidity. So I think this is an absolute game changer. Down the bottom, it says Bitcoin plus Sui equals game changer. And I would 100% agree with this. And we do have this great opportunity on Sui. I like the Suinami, Sui Vemba, and it certainly, we are getting a little bit of a dip on Sui. We're going to look at that in the charts in just a moment. But just remember, I am on X, and I did post this on Sunday early in the morning. There you go, 6:55 a.m. before any of this carnage took place. On historically, I told you that don't say you weren't all given fair warning, okay? Thanksgiving drops have ranged between 6 to 10%, and it was 17% back in the prior halving cycle in 20 Monday. 17% drop does take us to 83. I'm not saying that we'll go as far as 83. I think that the close is going to be very important. I did share this in the Bitcoin video, so I'm not earlier, just a couple of hours ago, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. But for those of you who haven't seen this, and this is the first video that you're watching, I want to give you this information as soon as you're watching it. But we want to see, what does the close do tonight? Do we close? And this is going to be important for altcoins as well, if you're just trading altcoins and not Bitcoin. But I want to see if the close is above or below 92,800. Okay, and if we do get a close above that, that is more bullish than if we get a close below that. If we get a close below that, I feel that we're almost locked in, that we're going to come down to 88, 89K level. And if we do close above at 92,800, then it's possibly that was the low that we just saw as we came down to around 91,446. Of course, we could dump a little bit further today, and we could rebound and close above it. So keep an eye on the Bitcoin close. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also do have the FOMC meeting, which is today, and could cause and create some volatility in the markets. 2020 Monday was the bottom, and Wednesday, the drop was on Monday. So this is what happened. The drop started on Monday. Wednesday, it ended up being the bottom the day before Thanksgiving. And so, of course, 6% drop from current high was down to 92, 93,000. We've gone below that, and now we have had at least a 7% drop there, maybe 8%. I'll have to measure that out. And if we do get down to the 88, 89K level, that's around about a 10% drop there. So that would be in line with other Thanksgivings, because we've seen in the last 4 years, we've seen 6%, 7%, 10%, and 17% there. So that will be very interesting. Last year, it was a 6% drop. In 2020, it was a 17% drop. I'm going with about a 10% drop, which is going to take us down to around that 88 to 89K level. That's what I'm putting out there. On the table is my best estimation, and I think is the most likely outcome there. Okay, so let's jump into the altcoin indicator here. And we did get as high as, I believe, 51 yesterday. I'm just going to refresh that. We're currently sitting at 49. And so this could be a bit of a fake out. We got rejected here. We got rejected here. We've had some rejections here, of course. And then going further down, we've had some times where we haven't managed to break through this level. So this is a pretty crucial level here. If we can get up to 49 and continue to break, we do have that inverse head and shoulders pattern there. So we should already have been loaded in our altcoins. If you've been following my cheat sheet, all the HODL levels, I was giving Sui and the 40-cent level, and Tau and below 200 and below 300. They're looking like very good buys for those who have been following my cheat sheet. You should be in the money. You should be like in the movie, show me the money. That should be you. Okay. Or maybe it's your significant other saying, show me the money that you've made off Tribal Trades calls there. So you know what I'm talking about if that's you. So let's jump into some of the charts here. And we're gonna start with Sui here. And so with Sui, these are the cheat sheet levels. And so I want to introduce a concept, and it's similar to like a dollar cost average kind of play. And how this works is it's more like a bot grid trading, but you're setting it up manually. And so you're purchasing Sui at all these levels down here that can really be quite helpful for trading. And so, for example, you can see that I have all these levels, and all these levels are on the cheat sheet, by the way. So you can find all these levels to the downside. Where is your next buy for Sui, for example? I'm going to show you how. There is a video at the top which shows you how to use this cheat sheet. It also, I even break it down so you don't even have to, if you can understand step by step. Obviously, there's more information in the video, and I break it down in greater depth. But if we look at Sui, what is the Sui price right now? So we go in and we look at the Sui price, and the Sui price right now is $3.19. What is the level on the cheat sheet that is closest below current price? We can see that it is $3 there, or is it $3.13? $3.13. So that is the place that a buy order can go in. You can set a stop loss there. I do share the stop loss strategy in here and also in the video. Or you can do what I call a grid trade, where you purchase a little bit at $3.13. If it drops to $3, which I think it may have, then another order gets tagged there. I'm pretty sure my $3 order got tagged. And then if it gets down to $2.83, $2.75, $2.65, I even have an order down, and I call them just cheeky bids. I call them cheeky bids, just in case it gets down there. A just in case buy, in case we come down, because there is a big gap here. If Sui starts to lose this level of $2.85, $2.75, you can see here I've got bids in there as well. If it really drops, and I've got bids in there at $2.65 as well, then I've got some bids there around $2.40, because that's our next Fibonacci level. There's a big drop. You can see there is not a lot of support. There's a huge fair value gap here that could get filled. And if it doesn't get filled now, usually it'll get filled later, maybe in the bear market or whatever. So I don't want to freak people out that it's definitely coming to this level. The 50-day moving average also happens to be there around $2.52. So I would expect that to come and hit, and that might be somewhere I add a cheeky bid as well. Of course, this is always moving up. So if you're trading off moving averages, then you have to make sure you update your buy prices, because if you got it at 252 and by the time it comes down and hit it's down at 258 or 262, then you'll miss out. So I'm probably going to put a cheeky bid down there. I'm going to have grid buys all the way down to $2.40. Okay, so that is the grid strategy. It's kind of like a dollar cost average strategy. Most of the lighter buys, the nibbles, are up here. I'm just nibbling around this level. And then as we go down lower, if we go down lower and lower, and what have we seen from Sui? This drop so far, I mean, this has been a good retrace, and it was well overdue there. It's come down. We're seeing right now, we've currently dropped about 24%. Okay, but Sui did, is leading the alts. It did give us an indicator. It did start dropping before Bitcoin dropped, and it kind of showed us the way. And I did share about MicroStrategy, how that dumped, and how I thought that was possibly a forerunner. And then we had Jim Cramer saying, go and buy Bitcoin. It's like, oh no, that probably means don't buy Bitcoin, it's going to drop. And also, usually when MicroStrategy do a big Bitcoin purchase, that tends to be a local top. That's like Michael Saylor warning us and saying, hey, it's time to sell because I'm buying. And that's what has tended to happen. So therefore, so it's a bit of a dollar cost average trading strategy. I buy the levels on the way down. So I picked up some here at around $3.13. I picked up some more here at $3. And look, these lines that I give you, they work. They work. Look at this. Bang. We came down and tagged the line and found support here. And this is in the cheat sheet. If you go over here, you'll see this level in the cheat sheet right there. So I've got buys there, and I've got more orders here and here. I'm running out of columns. I might just have to put all the different buys that I have in there and squeeze them in somehow if we happen to go a little bit lower. Because if Bitcoin does drop further to the 88 to 89K level, I do see that $2.82 level coming into play. I've got my bid a little bit higher at $2.85. I always like to put a little bit above just in case I missed the trade. I missed Bitcoin. I had an order in for $66,650 and it came down to $66,800, and we've never seen that level again. And so I missed out on that buy by just $100. So now I'm making my bids a little bit more aggressive, a little bit higher there. And then of course I've got levels at 275, 265, and then we've got this 50-day moving average. So I'm probably going to put one here at about 255 and 240. So those are my grid levels, increasing the buys as I go. Then you don't have to worry as much about being stopped out. You'll end up with an average price somewhere, probably around this. If we did come down all the way down to $2.40 and you started buying at $3, then your average price is going to be, if you do equal amounts, and you could do equal amounts, you could put 100 each level or 500 each level or 1,000 each level just to make it easy. And what do we have there? We have about 5 or 6 levels. Therefore, your average price, if it did get down to around $2.40 and you did manage to snag that buy, and then therefore you're looking, at about a $2.65, $2.70 average on that. And that could be even lower if your higher buys are down low. The worst thing that can happen are these buys don't get picked up. And okay, they didn't get picked up, but I did grab some more here. And I do expect Sui to be, already has been one of the biggest winners of the cycle, and I do think that's going to continue forward. Tau here, but Potenza Tau, I have been scaling in here anytime. I'm getting some buys in here. Look at how this is held as support. 1, 2, 3, 4. The thing to be concerned about, though, is the more times this gets tested, and we've tested it at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times already. If we get to like 6, 7, 8, we could possibly lose that level and flush down to this $468 level. And you can see how it reacted last time it got out there. It pumped all the way up from there, from that 468 up to 575. This was a great entry. And I've got all these entries on the cheat sheet here. We've already completed one of these Tau trades, and some of these other trades are completed as well. I'm going to move them down to the bottom. They've done extremely well there, but we look for the closest price below price, and you can see how I was running out of space. I did add some here, so I will move some of these across, but you can see how that's really, really worked quite powerfully for that. So these are the grids here that I have. Obviously, 521, 508, and then we got 468. And then there is a bit of a sharp drop there. You can see here the sharp drop. There's not a lot of support there in this area. And if we were to lead to 468, we could flash down. We do have the 200 EMA on the daily at 431 or 432. That's slowly going up. So I'll probably put a bid in there at 435. So below price right now, we've got that 510, around that $510 level. We do have the 50-day moving average there. I'm sitting up here as well around that 533 level, but and that's moving all the time. So those are the 5 grids that I have in, and we'll do one more here, just teaching this methodology. We just have a little bit more time. Okay? But you can see for Banana Gun, there's the grids that I have. This grid got hit down here at 62. So my first buy would be there at 62. My next grid down there is at 58.75. So my grid is probably there at 59. The 50-day moving average, by the way, is at 57. So I would expect if it came down, hit this level, it would probably peak down and retest the 50-day moving average. And then, of course, as we go lower than that, I have grid buys in at $54. I have another grid buy at $50. And then the final grid buy will be down at the 200 EMA on the daily, down around. And the 200 simple moving average is down here as well at about 47. If we do see a sharp drop by Bitcoin, we could see those bids get picked up. But these are more cheeky bids. I'm not expecting these bids to be picked up on this dump, although it's possible. So that's the way that I've got it set up. Okay, so that is the 3 of the coins. I've shown you the grid trading strategy there. That's a strategy I'm deploying at the moment. Of course, if you want to see my other trading strategies, watch my other videos on how to get in and out. The main thing is if you are day trading, scalping, make sure that you have stop losses there to protect any losses that you have. So I set up 5 grids for each of those coins, 5 buying opportunities there. And if you want to know how to do that for the other coins, check out all the other levels that I have here. I will be adding some lower entries there in case we get to them, so you can employ this grid trading strategy also on these coins. All right, until the next episode, everybody, it's been great being with you as always. Remember to check out my Bitcoin video from earlier today. And until the next episode, happy trading.